Welcome back. Those robocalls include a recorded message encouraging Utah voters to caucus for Donald Trump at the end of the month.
The message also criticizes Mitt Romney for the comments he made yesterday. Jeremy Harris spoke with the man who's behind these phone calls. And Jeremy, what did he have to say?
Yeah, this is a strange one, Ron and Marion. We've heard from people across the entire state that have reported getting these phone calls. Now, the man behind this, his name is William Johnson, and he represents a political party out of Southern California. Now, he tells me he's a white nationalist, but basically their beliefs are that the white race should not have to live around other races, and it's pretty intense what he has to say on this phone call. Take a listen.
My name is William Johnson. I am a janitor and a white nationalist.
William Johnson calls himself a white nationalist and is the chair of the American Freedom Party.
Americans are unsettled. We no longer hope for a grand future for ourselves.
He plans to robocall every landline phone in Utah after Mitt Romney's speech here yesterday.
Mitt Romney has viciously attacked Donald Trump.
One of those calls went to the home of Dale Bohm.
Our telephone rang, and we have caller ID on our television, and it was a telephone number from California, and we didn't know who it was.
He says he was shocked by what he heard.
The white race is being replaced by other peoples in America and in all white countries. Donald Trump stands strong as a nationalist.
Then just started spewing white supremacist dogma, and to the point where my wife said, "This needs to stop. This needs to stop. You need to go and stop that."
Bohm hung up the phone and called 2 News to investigate where it came from. We called the number that had called Bohm. It turns out to be Johnson's personal cell phone. He says he's gotten a lot of feedback from Utah, mostly negative, but surprisingly some support.
Some of them say, yes, I think the white race is dying out worldwide.
He unapologetically states that the white race should not have to live among other races, and he hopes Donald Trump will help him accomplish that.
My goal is to have Donald Trump become president, and then that is the start on helping to awaken the sleeping giant of the white race and realize that we are really in peril.
Yeah, Johnson here does have a connection to Utah. He's a BYU graduate, but he's been living in Southern California for some time, according to our interview there. Now, we posted the entire interview on KUTV.com. Also, some confusion there. At the beginning of the interview, you might hear that he referred to himself as a janitor. In another interview, in the phone call, actually, he refers to himself as a farmer, but we do know he is a corporate lawyer, so using a lot of different positions. Really a bizarre phone call. Now, half of those calls went out last night. He tells me they plan to robocall the other half of all the landline phones in Utah this evening, starting around 5 o'clock. So a heads up, that may be getting a phone call at your home tonight. Ron and Mary, back to you.
If you're on a do not call list, does this fall under that category?
Yeah, Ron, and great point there, because the fact the man we spoke with, he says he's on the do not call list, and yet he's still got that call. So it looks like somehow, you know, a lot of times they have all these lists that they can get their hands on. So at least at this point, they're getting thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of numbers.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Jeremy.